Is there anything I should know about before I start giving you some technique? Is there anything body-wise that I should know about? You don't think so? Okay, that's good enough for me. That's legally binding, huh? It's okay, verbal. And two, just for the sake of comfort, I'll offer them a neck pillow and a bolster underneath their knees. It's not necessary if they don't want to climb, but it does add a modicum of alignment into the body, so that's a good thing. Okay. So we're just going to start here at the feet, just to make some initial contact. And some simple things to look at as how you use your body around the table is that I have a tendency to work in a open stance, a lunge stance, because we're leaning in and moving back so much that it allows your weight to shift easier. It allows yourself to lean in and come back easier. If you're working like this, for that motion, it's rather unstable, right? And you can't allow yourself to fully lean in or lean back because of the instability that's in this stance for this particular movement. So I have a tendency to work in an open stance quite a bit. So we'll make some nice initial contact. And then we're just going to scoop up the heels, the calcaneus is going to inhale, and on the exhale, we're just going to lean back with our own body weight. And one thing about the work is that it transfers more readily if your arms are extended. That means that you're using your body weight. If your arms are bent, you're using your muscles just a little bit too much, you know what I'm saying? So you want your arms to be extended. And, the more you allow yourself to go into it a little bit, the more traction you may feel. And a lot of times you'll see the breath deepen a little bit, which is a good reminder for the person who's doing the work to allow your breath to deepen also. And we're just going to do the simple movement from one side to the other to start to open up the joints of the lower body. So this simple rotation inward stretches the hip, knee, ankle. Just easy. And it also, it's a form of, all this technique is a form of diagnosis, really, because it gives you feedback as far as where the person is. We're doing it for the sake of doing it, but also as therapists, we should be looking at, their range a little bit and that sense of resistance you have in the motion. So easy, easy. And even these simple moves, it's your body weight transferring. Not pushing, but leaning, more perpendicular pressure. And then releasing, take another inhale, and the exhale just to the other side. Oh, the side moves a little easier.
And the left side is relaxed.
Yeah, you can easily feel that difference just from those simple movements. So, working slow. Okay. And since a lot of imbalances can emanate from the ground up, we're going to take the time to loosen the ankles first, okay? So connective tissue, the retinaculum around the ankles, but also in Chinese medicine, we have three meridians, yin meridians that start on the feet and go up the body, and three yang meridians that conclude on the feet, starting up at the face. So we want to take the time to do a little opening of the ankles and feet. So we're just going to press down a little bit just to stretch the retinaculum here. So there's this straight pin move that works really well, I find. So sustained stretch really addresses the connective tissue. That's what changes the viscosity of it. It softens it. So you want to hold it for just a little bit. There's also, if that is uncomfortable or you don't feel it's effective, there's this crossover move where you the arch of one foot over the dorsal surface of the other foot, and then just press down. And again, body weight. And we're just going to address some common acupressure points just to get the chi bubbling up a little bit. So we can start anywhere, but if you go to the medial malleolus and just take your thumb and slide off the malleolus and go in between the malleolus and the Achilles tendon, there's a little valley there, and this is, for all of you studying Chinese medicine, this is kidney 3. It's the balancing point of the kidney meridian, so it really starts to waken up and help balance that energy. And you're just going to sink in and rock back and forth a little bit. And a lot of times the person receiving might feel a little dull ache because the acupressure points, the tsubo, are where you can more readily access the energy or the chi in the channel. So it's more open to the surface. The chi is more vulnerable there in a way. So when you approach acupressure points, think about approaching someone who's very maybe sensitive or timid, and you don't want to rush up on them and start using a big booming voice, or which could also be akin to using too much pressure too quickly, or else that person will just go the other way, try to get away from you, as opposed to coming towards you. And that's what we're trying to do, is interact with the chi, interface with the chi. So you get into the area and you just sort of sink in, until you meet some form of resistance, and then sort of hang out there. And then we're just going to work right up the arch of the feet. And again, we're going to do this in a bilateral fashion, so we're going to rock back and forth. So no mind, all heart on this one. You just like rock back and forth, like work the arch of the feet. And when you come to the base of the big toe, we're just going to hook underneath there a little bit. Okay? This works a really nice point on the spleen meridian. But also, too, on a functional level, if your toe isn't moving very well, that's what starts making stiffness through your feet and your ankles and up in your knees and your hips, and then usually your head. It works its way up to your mind somehow. So you want to work up underneath there, and there does also a dull ache. So it's just a hooking technique right up underneath the base of your big toe. If you're sitting there, try it on yourself. You'll feel not only the valley where the point is, but also feel if there's a little dull ache there. This is a spleen point. Okay. And then we're just going to come with our index fingers and go right in between the big toe and the second toe in the webbing in between. And this is also a nice acupressure point, liver 3. And just work it on yourself so we can all have a collective experience on this dull ache. And see if you can feel that on yourselves. You'll feel a certain area like a little dull ache. And if you're not feeling it now, when you're working, I'll come around to make sure that you're having some experience with that. Okay. And then right after that, we're just going to come out and we're just going to do a little traction of the toes. All right. One premise in Thai, where they call the chi the prana motion, in Chinese medicine chi or ki, that the energy has a tendency to get stuck in the joints. So that's why the premise in all this pulling is so prominent, because it opens up the joints and allows the energy to flow more readily through there. Just like the stretching on the muscles allows the blood to flow more readily, the chi and the blood same. So, okay, so we're going to do a little leaning in, stretch the back of the leg a little bit, start to allow the Achilles tendon and the gastroc to work. So, use of the table, the pressure is, so the heels are nice on the table, and then you just want to, at the ball of their feet with the palm of your hand, just lean forward. And I'm working out of a lunge position. And you just lean in so that they get a nice sustained stretch in gastroc. Okay. And we're just going to come down to one foot, and we're going to do traction. And again, I'm tractioning with an extended arm, leaning back, not this. Right. this is a nice full range of motion. So you're going into the resistance with every motion. So you can really feel a nice full roll one way and then the other. And then we're going to do twisting a couple times to one side. And twisting to the other side. Do the other foot. So traction. Motion. One way and then the other. And also you notice I'm doing it with my body too. So you get the full advantage of following through and not this. Okay? One way and then the other. And then rotation. Okay. Okay, let's just do that one.